I shall just wait for a few people to come, and then I shall just get to the point. If you guys can see me, do leave me some comments, by the way. Today we are actually talking about something really important. If you just saw the caption, well, it is all about the problems that young independent girls face if they happen to be single, that is. Right? And that is what I wanted to talk about today. So let's get straight to the point, I guess. Or shall we wait for a few people? I don't know. Recently people have been complaining that my videos have been kind of long, and I think obviously when you come lives are long. They tend to just kind of drag along. These are not recordings. Definitely I will drop some recorded ones, the shorter versions, soon. I'm just trying to like warm up to the whole YouTube idea. That is why I feel like starting with lives is like a better way for me to start off, if that makes sense. So I'm sorry if people have been annoyed by me recently. I will try to make this video today literally like 20 to 25 minutes, 30 max. As you know, I talk a lot. But comment if you can see me. Make sure you do give me a thumbs up as well, and do subscribe to my channel because there's a giveaway going on as well. You just have to subscribe to my channel. Hello everybody. You just have to subscribe to my channel and write down your country below on any one of my videos. Just comment your country, and randomly I will choose a winner on 10th of October, and I will mention the name in my live session, which I shall do on 10th of October. Hello Ibrahim Khalil, hello everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you. Okay guys, let's get into the topic. So the topic is problems that usually us Desi girls or women face if we are independent and also kind of happen to be single at the same time. It's kind of not a very good combo. It has its own advantages but also disadvantages. So I'm actually going to get into the disadvantages today, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. And like while I'm talking, I feel like I'm breathless at the moment. Amar, I'm live. Okay, so the first point is you have time to look good, right? When you're single, you're independent. Because you're independent, you always have like an excuse to get ready and be out there and get your shit done, right? Hi, Majameen. Guys, this was Amar. By the way, everybody was asking about Amar. Where is he recently? Well, it was him. Anyhow, should have been. That shouldn't have been. That was not the right time. I'm from Pakistan. Comment for good. Okay. So now since you're independent, you will always have like that time and you give yourself the priority to kind of get ready, look well put together, go out and get your shit done, right? But at the same time, that is a problem because then people look at you and they're like, why is she always so ready? Where is she going? You know, sometimes I know girls face that a lot, like within their household, you get asked a lot, why are you going out? Where are you going to? And if you're single and independent, it kind of becomes difficult for people around you to understand you, whether it is within the family or even within your friends. It always happens. Hi Mantasha, you cannot see my face clearly. Why is that? I can see myself very clearly though. So anyhow, the second problem, well, the first is because you get ready and all that shit. People are like, where you going to? What you doing? Why are you so ready? What for? But only you know I do this for myself, like duh. Second problem is, now since you're ready and all well put together, whatever, people don't take you that seriously. You know what I'm saying? Like, hi Myra, hi. People don't take you seriously when you look too much of a bimbo to them. You know, I feel like, especially when I go out all ready and dolled up or whatnot, I feel like people judge you a lot more when you are looking all tip-top, rather than just normal, like a regular person. But obviously it is your choice if you want to look extravagant, or if you want to look normal. That is obviously your own personal choice. But I'm just saying, mostly us independent girls, even though we might be living with our parents, being Asians, like we're not even allowed to live alone on our own. Obviously there's 100 questions that go into it, even if you're thinking about that. It's true, they do judge, but the problem is that yes, you get judged way too much than a regular person would be sitting in the train looking all normal, but hey, you are with some red lipstick and heels and whatnot. You get judged so easily. Another point I wanted to make is you get not only misjudged, but you get misunderstood so much. And it's not even a joke. Now, since we're talking about the independent ladies and girls right now, obviously you have this strength about you. You have your goals, you're on a mission, like you have things to do, and you're working on your own strategy and whatnot. You're doing everything it takes for you. So I'm true. It's truly rooted. Okay, imagine that's exactly where I was gonna come. Exactly this point. That you're not only misjudged, you're misunderstood so easily. It's not even a joke. Whether it is, again, it could be within your family, in your surroundings, in your work area, generally when you're traveling, sometimes even within friends. Well, that shouldn't be really the case between friends, but hey, in this day and age, I mean, do you really have sincere friends? I doubt. So it could be a problem also that you face within your friends. Like they try, they start questioning, okay, why is she so independent? Why does she have so much strength? Where does she get that from? Why does she even have it? There's like 100 questions that go on in their minds, especially if they are not that independent and single. If they have a partner, then of course they always carry that influence of their partner with them, and so they cannot relate to you. She being single, getting ready, going everywhere, like why is she even doing that? Where is she going to? So there's always this weird questions that kind of pop up in their minds. And now, since you always try to look well put together and strong, and they say dress for success, and that's what most of the independent girls kind of try to do, especially when they're single. You get a chance to do so because then you have the time to focus more on yourself, right? Then you get this asked way too much. Where is she going and whatnot? And people also think now because you're so well put together, whatnot, you must be very slutty and she must be a very loose character and whatnot. They just do not understand the point that if you have that strength to do something for your own self, like your goals and mission in life is kind of different than them if they're not independent. I'm not saying being independent is good and being not independent is a bad thing. They have their own sides, and it is obviously our personal choice what we want to be. But I'm just trying to talk about all the struggles that, people, the girls generally do face when they're independent, also happen to be single at the same damn time. Because guess what? The problem with the singlehood actually is if you're independent, chances are you're out more, a lot more. You interact with people a lot more. You meet men and women also. And then what happens is, you guys, I get so distracted during YouTube, it's not even a joke. Like, I'm trying to make my point here, and I keep forgetting what I was about to say. It's not even a joke. When I do Facebook Lives, I feel like they're so much more easy, and I can just go on and whatnot. And I just keep forgetting, and I'm like, okay, let me calm down. Okay, people just want to know about other people, like how is she doing, why she have a support for us, and how to do with them. Yeah, I mean, some people are on a mission to accomplish something in their life, and they are not ashamed to go after that, right? And that is what those independent girls do. And shout out to all of those, because I love me some beautiful independent young girls. If you're single or not, that doesn't even bother, but I feel like if you're independent and single, it's 100 times way worse than that. Even within the family, sometimes your parents will be not ready to allow you to, travel alone. Hey, you're our girl, you're not married yet, that this is not your real house, you haven't gone to your real house yet, so it is our responsibility to take care of you, and therefore you're not allowed to go alone, you're not allowed to travel alone and whatnot. So these are like the basic struggles even those single girls kind of have to go through, like trying to, make their make their points and make themselves come across as, hey, we can handle, let us do this thing as well, like men are not questioned, why are you questioning us? So there's like this unnecessary struggle that kind of always exists, and like every step kind of seems to be a struggle, if that makes sense, especially if you're, for us Asians specifically. Why are you guys not commenting today? You know how nervous I get when I'm on YouTube. No joke. Okay. You get misunderstood, you get misjudged, whatnot. People do think you're like a loose character and like slutty and what, because they just cannot relate with you. They just cannot. Esha, what about those girls who want to do something but the parents don't support them? Oh, that's a good question. Guys, this is a good question, but at the same time, I feel sad for them as well. Like, I know so many independent girls that want to do some things, Sorry, did I say? I know so many girls, I mean, they want to be independent, they want to do things. You know, I get messages on Snapchat all the time like that. And I feel sad for them because, you know what, your family is supposed to be like your backbone and like the biggest support that should be in this entire damn whole world, right? But if you don't have it, I feel like, what are you going to do then, you know? And this is that one reason many times you see people run away from their own home because they've never been allowed to do something. And I just feel like it puts you in a bad situation where you have to keep explaining yourself even when you're doing something right. And it puts that extra pressure and extra struggle for you that you as a human being don't even need. And so therefore you end up doing those things that might not be ethically right, might not be correct, but hey, your family is not supporting you. So I feel like many people go into the wrong direction when they just don't have a supportive family like that, you know. But I do have to say one thing. If your family is not supportive and you really want to make it in life and like do something, I have to tell you, no matter how harsh and bad this sounds, you have to kind of cut off with those family members. Sometimes it could be one of your parents. Sometimes it could be your siblings, one of your siblings, or whatever. Sometimes it could be just your cousin. Sometimes it could even be your freaking best friend that you thought was your best friend. So you have to cut off strings with them. Now, by this, I do not mean run away from home and do this and that. No, don't do that. But all I'm saying, let them mind their own business and do your own thing. And when they are talking to you, questioning to you, you just say, yeah, you're right. Cool. Yeah, true. I totally agree with you. But then go and do your own thing. As long as you know you're not hurting anyone, as long as you think you're ethically fine, you're cool, you know, nothing wrong, go ahead and do you. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, being independent or making it in life is not like a very easy thing to do. And the people who have done something, remember, they have kind of stood up for themselves and they have gone against the norms always. So do whatever it takes. If you're that determined, you will make a way for yourself. Bloom where you are planted. I like that. Okay. Jealous people are on other side. Jealous people are on another side. Fake people are there too. Who show fake affections. I mean, let them show fake affections. Why would you even be bothered? Give me some affection. I might need that and put it to some advantage and use it for myself, but then I don't really care for fake affection, if that makes sense, you know. You just hear it out. Yeah, thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you so much. But then you just ignore. That's what you do. Hi Nimra, hi Gail. Hey, thank you so much for joining me live. Let's make another point. You as a single independent girl, if you have like married couples sitting in front of you or in your family or whatnot, they don't even take you seriously. Have you guys faced that too? Oh my days, it's not even a joke. They do not take you seriously. They still think you're like a child. You know, sometimes even when you go out with them, let's say, they don't let you pay your own bill because they think, oh, she's single, a cute little girl, whatever. Don't let her pay, no, be our guest, whatever. So I feel like that kind of treatment sometimes I wouldn't even like, if that makes sense. So yeah, married people do not take you that seriously. That is also one thing that you will face, you'll have to face. I'm sure you've already faced. Oh, but sometimes another thing could happen. Sometimes when you meet married couples, whether they are your friends or cousins or whatnot, again. Ramin, thank you. You have learned things from. Okay. Each if they're paying, let them pay. Yeah, I mean, that's the only option you're left with, right? If they want to pay for you, okay, fine, go ahead, whatever. But that also, at the same time, it also means that now you stay quiet. Shut up. Don't give your opinion. Don't sound too smart in front of them. Don't talk about your work that much. Don't talk about your goals and your determination that much because they're not going to take you seriously. They just paid your bill, duh. You know what I'm saying? And also, another point I was going to make before I started reading your comment, what happens is, another bad side could be, if you are meeting a couple, whoever they are, there could be insecurities then too. Now the girl, even if she's your friend, she can all of a sudden start being insecure and kind of just make up stories where they don't even exist. That can also happen many, 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 many times. As I said, remember the second point we made? You're misjudged and misunderstood in many, many ways, right? And therefore, that friend might think, you're gonna steal him away. Even if he's so ugly looking, it's not even a joke, and fat as a pig. you know, but she still be sitting there being insecure because now you're all well put together, you have your own thing going on, she sees that strength in you, she sees you make your own coins and you do all of the shit yourself. She might have that insecurities as well. So that is also one bad thing that actually many times could happen. Just saying. Let me read some comments. Hey Gozi, hello. People think girls always depending on parents before marriage and also after. Okay, there's nothing wrong with this. I mean, I don't mind if people say I depend on my parents. Like, okay, I do live with them. They are the ones paying the rents and the bills. Most part, of course, yes. But as a girl who works, I do my own part. Like, I love food. You know what I'm saying? So even, again, basic food comes from parents, right? The cooking, basic shit, whatever has to be there in the household, parents. But you can do a lot of extra things. Like, you can bring luxury into the house. Like, maybe you can play part in the furnishing of the house, right? Maybe you can do the groceries whenever you like, or maybe you can just treat your parents with something, whatever. You can treat your siblings with whatever they need or whatever they want, especially if they're your younger siblings. You can do so many things as an independent girl, still be living with your parents, but then kind of still be independent, have your own car, have your own money, go out, do whatever you want, you know, contribute in the house as much as you can. I think that's cool. Listen, being independent as a desi, I have to tell you, does not really mean you have to have your own house under your name and whatnot. It's okay to even live with your parents. And it's okay if people still think you're depending on your parents. I mean, there's nothing bad about that. But one thing, let's make one point clear. Depending on your husband, 100% fully, on your boyfriend or your fiance or your husband, whatever, I think that is something I would not agree with, to be honest, because it's important to have something going on for yourself. I just have to tell you that. Because in this century, I wouldn't really trust men out there as much, to be honest with you, no matter how bad that sounds, but that's the truth. We look at our parents as examples, but then we forget, hey, hold on, that was another era where they were grown and they had those traditional values and traditional cores and roots to themselves. We don't have those same type of people anymore, you know what I'm saying? Things have become quite changed. So, you know, expecting and depending 100% on just like one man, I think that would be something I wouldn't agree. Yes, a man should be traditionally, I mean, religiously, culturally, traditionally, historically, yeah, they should be have responsible for like the household and like, you know, the rents and the bills and whatnot, but still have something of your own going on. And as I said, you can just bring luxury to the house. You don't even have to do the basic shit, just something extra, whatever you like, you know what I'm saying? Let me read some comments. Yes, I have to agree with that. True. Hina, thank you for catching me live. Women get threatened. Yeah, that's the point I was trying to make. Like, if you're meeting married people, let's say, for example, first of all, they don't take you seriously. Sometimes threatening and whatnot, it could be a part of that as well, just because of insecurities. You know, I mean, the wife might not be as good looking as you, or she might not be as well put together as you. So there could be like unnecessary insecurities, and that could lead to so many problems where you're just thinking like, what did I actually do? Did I really try to steal your fat ass man over there? Is that what you think? Go have some class, girl, please. You know what I'm saying? So you could be in that situation. I love your thank you. You don't have to be part of the crowd, Mrs. Asma is saying, which is so true. That's totally true. Okay, one more point. I'm so glad I wrote down some bullet points today so that I don't make this live that long. Okay, people mess with you because they have the guts. Again, it could be your friends, it could be colleagues, it could be relatives. Listen, when people see you, oh, she's young, she's independent, she's single, she probably have a lot of freedom. You see, in our culture specifically, when people see somebody young, independent, single, whatever, or let's just not even say independent, let's just say she has a job, she works for herself or whatever, and she's single. You know, people look at you like, they relate that with a lot of freedom. You see, men around you will think, oh, you have a lot of freedom. Oh, so automatically that means, oh, she has a lot of freedom, she's slutty. Oh, that she has a lot of freedom means she's very liberal. Oh, she has a lot of freedom, that is why she's doing job and all that, right? That means she is very, very open-minded, and I can use her, or I can, you know, mess with her and whatnot, or I can even harass her, da 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 da. And especially if you're single, that man will know, okay, she doesn't even have a man on her side. Oh, that makes things even more easy for me, right? So people could mess with you from left, right, and center, even if you're at work, could be within your family, even within your cousins, whatnot, friends, wherever you go, you will be facing problems. And if you haven't faced these problems, maybe you've been lucky, whatever. But people do, you guys have no idea how many women who go out there and work out there actually get sexually harassed and whatnot. You cannot be harassed sexually if you're at home. I mean, unless your family is crappy. But you know what I'm saying? The point is, the more out the more you go out there, the more you face the world, the more chances you will face these problems and harassment and whatnot. Harassment. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. But you face so much more shit if you go out there. And why are you going out there? Because you're working. And people look at you and they associate that with freedom. And when they associate freedom with it, that means, oh, she's slutty. You can talk to her any way you want. You know, all sorts of things that I don't even want to say right now. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I hated that thing when nobody points at particular men. Other than common black woman. Yeah, but then, okay, well, it's a men's world. Let's just say that, right? So sometimes, of course, even when women are not even that wrong, you just have to say one thing and woo, there is fire. Everybody will be all up on that one single woman. And it always tends to happen specifically in our society, right? I mean, other cultures, other societies are quite different. Like, let's say, for example, in the UK, things can be a bit more fair for us women because we have kind of equal rights, or sometimes even more, if that makes sense. Now, of course, this thing also has its advantages and also disadvantages, but this is not the topic today. But generally just saying, if you're living in a society like this, okay, people are a bit more sensible and they will look at both sides of the story, or they would kind of like try to figure out what is right and what not, instead of just going with the whole masses and just blaming the women did that, women da 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 da. That doesn't happen over here. But of course, in our Asian society, it's kind of like common words and words and words and words and words, da 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 da. But then again, if you are independent, single, doing your own thing, minding your own business, and trying to like make it in life, you better be just the one who just keeps doing her own stuff. What people say, I don't even have to tell you that. I'm sure you guys already know that. You people do not have to take things seriously. Whatever crap people say about you, come on, that should not really stop you from working more harder. You know what I'm saying? In fact, it should have the opposite effect on you, that you should move 10 times more faster. You should move up the ladder even more. Take another step ahead. The more people try to like push you and pull you away, take another leap of faith and take another step forward. You know what I'm saying? That's what you should do. And if you are independent, you should have that brain also to like know that every time some shitty things happen, that does not mean to like stop there, full stop. Oh, I'm scared. You cannot do that. Move forward, really. Piss them off even more. And as they say, success is the best revenge, right? So that's what you always should do. So you will face problems. I mean, I might not even have come up with all the points. I'm sure there's so many more points. Whatever point you have in mind, by the way, make sure you do comment it below because I would want to read it. But these are just some basic points that were coming in my mind today while I was walking home today. And I was like, oh, I need to talk about this topic today. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I appreciate to did. Okay, Mrs. Asma is okay. This is the last question that I think I should go. I didn't want this video to be that long, as you guys know. Mrs. Asma is saying, I have been reading and watching a lot of people saying, stay away from toxic people, right? But if the toxic people are in fact, a very important part of your life, then what do you do? I think that's something I already told you in the beginning of the video. If it's something very close within your family, girl, stay in your room, separate your sitting area, like do something. Kind of like create a distance. You don't have to just go out of the house or push them, kick them out of the house in order to stay away with them. You can still be living in the same house, but cut them off. You know what I'm saying? If it's your father, your friend, your best friend. No, you're not living with your friends, are you? It could be your cousin. If you're living in a joint family, it could be anybody. I don't even know, right? Whoever it is, make your communication as less as possible. Like, narrow it down to zero, literally. Um, don't answer them that much. If they have, like, just talk to the point. If there is some business to do, just like talk to the point. Nothing else. Like, don't have to sit there and gossip with them. And if you see them sitting and gossiping with other family members, don't go and sit there. Just don't go there. That is something you can do, and that definitely, I think in all, I think it does mean cutting off the people, right? That's how I see it. But yeah, distance as much as possible. Like, less communication. The lesser, the better. Because that will give you like this space to breathe and think correct for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, fix your life. The more toxicity you have around you, it will be a problem with you. And you guys, oh my days, you have no idea how many friends I had and how many just went away, you know, because they can sometimes people just do not get you, you know. But the babbling hurts. Ugh, please. Listen, don't be that emotional sensitive person that just gets hurt by little statements about coming from people that should almost be non-existent for you. Does that make sense? If they're hurting you that much, they're not important for you anymore, trust me. If there are your real people that should be on your side and that are on your side, they wouldn't be hurting you like this all the time. Now, if they're bullshitting way too much, honey, cut all ties. You don't need that shit in your life. Please. You're not living for that. I hope I made all the points. Did I? Yeah. Sometimes parents don't even let you travel alone. Did I also mention that? Like, that is something even I've had to struggle with, to be honest. I think since the last, 1 year, I have been traveling a little more than normal. Like, first I would only travel with family, but now all of a sudden I'm like traveling alone a lot more. Whether it's just to different cities or a different country. Like, now I'm kind of on my own and I do that shit. But it took so much struggle to like literally get here, if that makes sense. Like, get to the point where you're allowed and where you're trusted enough also, you know. So I feel like I've been lucky in that way. Like, I do have supportive parents that do give us the freedom to work and educate ourselves. Don't do something shitty though. Otherwise you'll be in trouble. But yeah, to do the right things, they get it. And I pray you all get that in your life also. So yeah, it's not easy. There's always more struggle than a regular person. You will have to literally go through so much more struggle, and it will start at very early age, because you know, as we grow into teenage or whatever, we already do have this thing in us figured out that okay, I'm a different breed. I have more strength than a normal girl does. Or I think you know what, I don't even have to tell you that. You will figure that out for yourself at a very young age, that you'll have to face extra struggle from a very young age, right? You'll have this inner struggle within your own self, trying to do your own thing, or should I keep pleasing people around me? You'll have this struggle at a very young age, and that's when you know, okay, you'll be an independent ass, right? Because you are a little different. So you will know that from a very early age, that's for sure. And when you know that, then just know you just mind your own business and cut off all the toxicity that will not help you. Because sometimes what happens, people around us start like giving us these weird titles and whatnot, and that keeps hurting us. And when it hurts us, when we get emotional and attached, right, that's where the problem comes. Then you are basically screwed, then you're messed up, and that's not what you want for yourself, because that will affect you in your that will affect your goal accomplishment, if that makes sense. You won't be able to accomplish your goals if you let opinions and titles of other people come in your head oh, they said to me that I was this, and that person said that I was this, and that person said this about me. Come on, do you really think a big ass strong person would ever care for these small little teeny tiny things? Like nobody would, you know what I'm saying? So you have to be strong enough to like not even pay that much attention, not give these problems that much oxygen to survive even further. So find out your strengths and focus. That's correct. Guys, your names are so different on YouTube. It's not even a joke. Like I don't even know which girl is which one. Okay guys, I think we talked enough for today. I don't want this video to be that long. I really thought it would be 20-25 minutes. It's 30 already. Guys, make sure you do watch the recording in full. If you like the video, do share it. Do comment below, like give me some tips how I can improve and whatnot. And if you guys want me to come live more, or do you guys just want a recorded video next? Like what do you guys want? Because I'm actually enjoying the lives and kind of getting used to this idea. So let's see. I'm Asiya Praveen. Okay, Asiya, thank you very much for joining. Change your name. Okay. On YouTube, I mean. Um, so make sure you do kind of take part in the giveaway also. Okay, Ramin, I will do a room tour, inshallah. Yes. Guys, thank you for watching and take care.